Hi, I'm Larry Mendte. Welcome to Jersey Matters. On this week's show, New Jersey Transit trains and buses go back to full capacity, but how can they keep the riders safe? We asked the CEO of New Jersey Transit, Kevin Corbett. According to a new study, a dangerous chemical is in the air in New Jersey, and the state hasn't stopped the company that manufactures it. The MVC had big problems last week with long lines and short tempers. We asked Chief Administrator Sue Fulton what went wrong and how they plan to fix it. And finally, there are great white sharks in the waters off New Jersey, but the man who tracks those sharks says there's nothing to worry about. And now, my interview with the CEO of New Jersey Transit, Kevin Corbett. The capacity limit has been lifted. What does that mean for you?
That people are starting to come back. Bus were up to almost 30% ridership. Commuter rail still, because of New York not really being fully opening business-wise, and to say nothing of like Broadway, the shows and that kind of activity, we're at about 15, 16%. We're not going to go from today all of a sudden go shooting up to 100%. But as it starts coming back gradually, we don't want to be violating our rules when we get to 50, 55%.
When you say we're not going to go right up to 100%, you mean because you're not going to get the riders back.
Right. Now, our service will be 100%. We've gone back to full service also on July. We just went back to full service on our rail and light rail service. Buses actually went back sooner. And that was, to make sure, particularly with social distancing, that's tough to do. It's tough to take the mass out of mass transit. So that's where lifting the 50% is. So as riders come back, the main thing we want to focus is not whether it's 50 or 51 or 52% as we start bumping up on any one bus or any one train, but are the rail cars and the buses, are they clean daily? Are we making sure that PPE is there and all sanitizers, for all our employees, and that all the riders are wearing masks? That's a requirement. And that all the buses and trains and rail, light rail vehicles are all sanitized every 24 hours. We started that. We were one of the first, if not the first, of the transit systems in the United States to do that.
We are recording this on a Thursday, and just last night I saw that the board approved $70 million for new engines for Jersey Rail, and they also approved a $264 million infusion from the state. Can you explain those two things?
We had positive train control that we've talked about, a while ago, and that was something that we've been able to really accelerate with the less frequency of rail service, allowed us to really catch up, make sure we'd make that deadline. Also, construction projects and making capital investments, this has been a really good time. We had an option on some those engines, the dual mode that have the catenary, so they can go on the Northeast Corridor or other places where we have, the catenary, the electric wires above, but also like the Raritan Valley line or Port Jervis branch where it's diesel only. There is no, those engines are unique, and we had an option at a very good price. And because of the capital funds that we have available, we were able to do additional purchases of new engines. So that was the 20 million you mentioned there. And then the other funding was really because our budget normally would end June 30th, July 1st would be starting a new year. That really was a continuation of the funds that we would anticipate in the fiscal year 21, which now only begins in October because of the extension by the state of the tax deadline and everything. So that really is just sort of a carryover, put us in funds that we would normally have gotten in the budget if it had started July 1st.
So it's not extra money, because I think that there was a citizens group that complained that you shouldn't be receiving this money or spending this money at this time when the New Jersey economy is doing so poorly.
Right, and everyone's, and you're correct, that is right, that is not extra money. I think, as part of the normal funding stream. And I think it's really important, and a lot of transit agencies, we're all saying the same thing, but I feel that one, capital spending, as we look at the recovery phase we're entering now, when I came in 2017, New Jersey Transit only spent about 60 million on capital investments. Hard money contracts went out in 2017, and if you're not maintaining, your facilities, your equipment, buying new engines, repairing your stations, and they as they go downward, you get in a really bad spiral. We came out with our 5-year capital plan last month and encourage people to go to it, to our website and see that. We have a strategic plan now and a capital plan. And really for the recovery, I would say this is a good time to be going out to the bid for a lot of projects. Right now we have $2.3 billion worth of projects: Raritan Bridge, Elizabeth Station, Hoboken, a big project underway there that's raising 6 of the rail tracks, filling the Morris Canal and raising that on the south side. So we're moving ahead and is providing good employment during a time when it's most needed. And we're getting very good bid prices on these projects. And certainly Portal Bridge, the $1.8 billion bridge that the FTA just made their commitment for $800 million of federal dollars. That's the bridge that always gets stuck open. They need to nail it back, the 110-year-old bridge. Where now that project is going ahead and be going out to bid this fall. So.
And if Washington ever gets its act together and actually comes up with an infrastructure bill, you would benefit from that, and that would be even more jobs. I do appreciate your time. I just want to wrap this up with a final thought. So you're saying New Jersey Transit's open for business, it's safe, but wear a mask.
Yeah, exactly right. Thank you. Perfectly said.
That's Kevin Corbett, the CEO of New Jersey Transit. When Jersey Matters continues, there is a company in South Jersey that is reportedly spewing a dangerous chemical into the air, and it's affecting North Jersey as well. So what's the state doing about it? We'll find out when Jersey Matters comes right back.